Before we start, share with me, what's the most important value you believe every family should hold on to? Your wisdom lights the way for our whole community of modern and unstoppable seniors here at Wellness for Modern Seniors. Now, let's talk about something deeply personal, something that can quietly trouble even the strongest hearts. You've raised your children with love, patience, and care. You've given them lessons in kindness, worked hard to provide, and stood by them through every twist and turn. And yet, there comes a moment, sometimes more than once, when you feel a sharp sting, disrespect. Maybe it's in the tone of their voice, a careless comment, or the way they dismiss your advice as if your years of wisdom mean little. It hurts, doesn't it? And not just on the surface. It shakes something deeper. You wonder, after everything I've done, how could they speak to me like this? How did we end up here? You're not alone in feeling this way, my modern and unstoppable seniors. Many in our wonderful community have faced these moments, and it's important to remember, feeling disrespected by your children does not mean you failed as a parent. It does not erase the years of love, the sacrifices you've made, or the guidance you've given. What it does mean is that there's a turning point, an opportunity, in fact, to guide this relationship into a healthier space for both you and your children. That's exactly what we're going to explore today. Together, we'll uncover 6 powerful ways to regain respect from your children. Not by demanding it, not by raising your voice or retreating into silence, but through quiet strength and calm wisdom, the kind that has always been within you. Let's begin with the first and perhaps the most essential step, remaining calm and composed in the face of disrespect. I know how hard this can be. When someone you love, especially your own child, raises their voice or dismisses your thoughts, every instinct inside you may tell you to push back immediately, to defend yourself, to say, "Don't you dare speak to me that way." But here's the truth. When emotions run high, logic takes a back seat. If you respond to their disrespect with frustration or anger, it only adds fuel to the fire. Instead, imagine yourself as the calm center of the storm. Their words may swirl around you like heavy winds, but you remain steady, grounded, and strong. Take a breath, literally. A deep, slow breath. Allow it to settle your thoughts before you respond. When you reply with a calm tone, you send a powerful message without having to shout it. You show them, "I do not need to raise my voice to command respect." This doesn't mean you accept their disrespectful behavior, not at all. But it shows them what true self-respect looks like. It models the very behavior you wish to see reflected back to you. And over time, it creates an environment where heated words have less power and thoughtful conversations have room to grow. If you're finding this tip helpful so far, my modern and unstoppable seniors, give this video a thumbs up. It helps us reach more wonderful people just like you and keeps our community strong and growing. Your support truly means the world. Now, you might be wondering, why should I stay calm when they're the ones being rude? And that's a fair question. The answer is because you are the example. No matter how old our children get, no matter how grown they are, they still look to us, even subconsciously, for how to handle difficult situations. By showing grace under pressure, you become the mirror of respect they need to see, especially in moments when they've forgotten it themselves. And let's not forget, my friends, that staying calm doesn't make you passive. Quite the opposite. It's an active choice, a display of quiet strength. When you choose to respond with calmness, you claim control over the moment. You decide the tone of the conversation, rather than letting anger decide it for you. Picture this. Your child says something sharp, perhaps out of their own stress or frustration, and instead of snapping back, you look them in the eye and say, with steady warmth, "I hear your frustration, but I won't accept being spoken to in that way. No drama, no shouting, just clear, calm boundaries." And let me tell you, this response is powerful. It leaves a lasting impression. It invites reflection in a way that raised voices never could. Remember, respect is not taken by force. It's cultivated. And every time you choose calm over chaos, you're planting seeds of respect that, in time, will grow stronger roots. Now that we've touched on staying calm and composed, let's move to step 2, acknowledging their feelings, even when they don't acknowledge yours. It's easy to feel like you're the one being disrespected when things aren't going well. You've spent your life showing up for your children, offering guidance and giving your time and energy. So when their attitude changes, it feels like a slap in the face. But here's the thing. We need to understand that they, too, may be carrying their own burdens, frustrations, or fears. Often, disrespect comes not from malice, but from their own personal struggles or stress. And while it doesn't excuse rude behavior, recognizing their feelings can change how you approach the situation. Think about it for a moment. When we're upset, we sometimes act out in ways we don't mean. The same applies to your children. They might be going through a tough time, perhaps work pressures, relationship stress, or simply the weight of adult responsibilities that you may not know about. And when they lash out or speak harshly, it often has little to do with you, but more to do with their own emotional struggles. So the next time you feel that wave of disrespect, take a moment to step back and consider what might be going on in their world. This doesn't mean you accept or tolerate bad behavior, but rather that you show empathy and compassion. For instance, if your child says something hurtful or dismissive, instead of reacting defensively, you could say something like, "I sense you're really frustrated. Is there something on your mind that's making you upset?" This not only diffuses the immediate tension, but it opens up space for a deeper conversation. It shows them that you care about their feelings and aren't just reacting emotionally. It also sends a strong message. You are not only their parent, but you are someone they can talk to when things get tough. Here's the beauty of this approach. It doesn't undermine your need for respect. On the contrary, it shows your children that respect is a two-way street. It's not about demanding silence or perfection, but rather understanding that everyone has their ups and downs, and sometimes all we need is someone to listen with an open heart. Now, imagine how this would feel in your home. The next time one of your children is frustrated, you don't take it personally. Instead, you open the door for them to share, and you listen with no judgment. You show them that their struggles matter to you just as much as your need for respect matters to them. This might take time and it might take practice, but trust me, as you begin to approach your children with this level of compassion and understanding, it will create a new dynamic in your relationship. A dynamic where respect is given freely because it's rooted in a place of genuine care. And here's a little secret. Showing empathy doesn't make you weak. It makes you strong, because it takes strength to pause, to listen, and to understand before responding. It shows maturity and emotional intelligence, qualities that every child needs to witness in their parents. If this approach resonates with you, my modern and unstoppable seniors, don't forget to hit that like button. Your thumbs up helps spread this important message to others in our community, and together we can inspire positive changes in family dynamics. But let's keep going. The next step in regaining respect from your children might surprise you. It's all about setting boundaries with love, boundaries that are firm yet kind. Let's talk about setting boundaries with love. Now, this one might sound a bit tricky, but it's incredibly important. When your children are disrespecting you, it's easy to feel like you're walking on eggshells. You don't want to make things worse, but at the same time, you need to protect yourself from further hurt. That's where boundaries come in. Boundaries are not about pushing your children away or cutting off the relationship. They're about teaching respect for both yourself and them. It's about showing your children that while you will always love them, you won't accept behavior that undermines your dignity. You see, setting boundaries doesn't mean you're being rigid or inflexible. On the contrary, it means you are creating a space for healthier communication and interaction. When your child crosses a line, gently but firmly let them know. This might sound something like, "I understand you're upset, but I won't accept being spoken to that way. I respect you, and I expect the same in return." Here's the key. Don't shy away from enforcing your boundaries. The first time you set them, it might feel uncomfortable. They may push back, test the limits, or even try to guilt trip you into backing down. But consistency is your greatest ally. Keep those boundaries firm, and over time, they'll begin to respect your space. Think about this. When you show them that you value yourself and your well-being, they will learn to do the same. Boundaries help create a safe environment where love and respect can thrive. And while it may seem like a small change, it's actually a huge step toward restoring the balance in your relationship. Let me give you an example. Maybe your child often speaks to you in a way that feels belittling or dismissive. Instead of letting it slide, calmly express how it makes you feel. "I understand you're upset, but speaking to me that way makes me feel disrespected. I'd like us to communicate in a way that honors both of us." This approach not only preserves your dignity, but it also opens the door to better communication. And it's not just about what you say, it's about how you say it. By remaining calm and composed, you show them that you are in control of your emotions, which in turn can influence their behavior. Next, let's move on to something a little different, but equally important: role modeling respect. The truth is, the way we treat others speaks volumes, and your children are always watching. Whether you realize it or not, they've been learning from your actions, your words, and your behaviors throughout their lives. This means that if you want your children to respect you, it starts with respecting others. Show them through your actions that respect isn't something you just demand. It's something you practice daily. For instance, do you treat others with kindness and patience, even when they frustrate you? Do you honor your commitments and keep your word? These are all ways you can role model respect. When your children see that you live by these principles, they'll be more likely to adopt them in their own lives. It's not just about showing respect to them, it's about showing respect to everyone you interact with, whether it's the cashier at the grocery store, your neighbors, or even your partner. By embodying respect, you set a powerful example for your children to follow. You might be thinking, but what if they don't seem to notice or care? Well, remember, sometimes it takes time for our actions to have an impact. It's easy to get discouraged, but trust me, your children are learning from you every day. You may not see the changes immediately, but over time, your consistent behavior will make a difference. So, as you continue to model respect, don't forget to stay patient and persistent. Change in relationships, especially when it comes to respect, often doesn't happen overnight. But with time, your children will recognize the value in what you're teaching them, and they'll begin to mirror that respect back toward you. Now, we're nearing the final step, but I want you to reflect for a moment on what we've discussed so far. By staying calm, acknowledging their feelings, setting boundaries, and modeling respect, you've already taken major strides toward regaining respect from your children. But there's one more powerful step I want to share with you: practicing forgiveness. Now, let's talk about the power of forgiveness. It's a powerful tool that, when used wisely, can not only heal the wounds between you and your children, but can also transform the dynamic in your entire relationship. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you condone bad behavior or that you allow your children to disrespect you again. It simply means you're letting go of the anger and hurt that can weigh you down. Holding on to resentment only keeps you tied to the past and can prevent your relationship from moving forward. By forgiving, you release yourself from that emotional burden and open the door to a healthier, more positive connection. You might be thinking, but they don't deserve forgiveness. And while it's understandable to feel that way, forgiveness is not about them. It's about you. It's about freeing yourself from negative emotions that are keeping you stuck. Forgiveness is an act of self-care. Think about it this way. When you hold on to grudges, it's like carrying around a heavy weight. It drains your energy, keeps you angry, and stops you from moving on. But when you choose to forgive, you release that weight. You no longer let their disrespect control your emotions. This doesn't mean you forget what happened or let them off the hook. It simply means you're no longer allowing their actions to define your emotional state. Now, forgiving doesn't have to happen all at once. It's a process. Sometimes forgiveness is something you have to work through slowly. Start with acknowledging your feelings. It's okay to be upset. Let yourself feel the hurt and anger, but don't let it control you. The more you allow yourself to process those emotions in a healthy way, the more easily you can release them. Another aspect of forgiveness is asking for it when necessary. In some cases, you might also need to reflect on your own actions. Have you done something that contributed to the disrespect or tension? If so, don't be afraid to apologize. A sincere apology can go a long way in mending a relationship and setting the stage for mutual respect. It shows your children that you're willing to take responsibility for your actions, and it encourages them to do the same. Forgiveness can also be incredibly healing for your own peace of mind. It can reduce stress, improve your emotional health, and even enhance your overall well-being. And as you forgive, make sure to also practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer to a friend. You've been through a lot, and you deserve to heal and move forward without carrying the weight of past wounds. Finally, I want to leave you with a reminder. You are not alone in this journey. Many parents, especially those in the later years of life, experience the challenge of regaining respect from their children. It's difficult, it's emotional, and it's often a long process. But by staying patient, practicing the steps we've discussed, acknowledging feelings, setting boundaries, modeling respect, and embracing forgiveness, you are building a foundation for a stronger, more fulfilling relationship with your children. Remember, it's never too late to rebuild and reframe your relationships. With time, effort, and love, you can create an environment where respect thrives and where your bond with your children is stronger than ever. So, my modern and unstoppable seniors, I want to hear from you. Have you tried any of these strategies in your own life? What worked for you and what didn't? Share your experiences in the comments below. Your story might just be the inspiration someone else needs to take the next step in their relationship. If you found these tips helpful, make sure to hit that like button and share this video with a friend or family member who could use some extra guidance. And don't forget to subscribe for more wellness insights that will help you live your best life at any age. Here's to building better relationships, stronger boundaries, and a future full of respect and love. I'll see you in the next video!